Alright, we have match 4 coming up. Currently 2-1. Okay, we're on the draw. Okay, it's not particularly... We have no undying creature. I think I'm going to keep this. We have 2 dorks in case one dies. Uh-oh. This could be bad if this is Rhinos. Rhinos is just probably our actual worst matchup. Drawing another dork as well. So this does seem to be Rhinos, setting back our mana dork. It's not good, but we also didn't really have anything to play with the mana dork, so... I mean, this matchup is so hard. I'm not trying to complain about the matchup, but it definitely is an uphill battle the whole way. Couple ways you can go about winning is getting a quick Yawg plus Undying into play, because outside of their bounce spells, they actually can't really deal with Yawgmoth. Go one of 2 ways, where you can try to combo kill them even though you're getting low from taking damage from their 4/4s, or you can like shrink the 4/4s and try to fight through it. Assuming they have the instant speed one. I'm just gonna play my Yawg. I'm not gonna attack. So having the actual Yawg here instead of a tutor is nice. Plays around Force of Negation, and it makes it so I don't have to sack a Yawgmoth. So I'm expecting some 4/4s. And then he can attack for 8. The way it works with just actually any type of damage is you're paying 1 life to make it 1 smaller, so it's generally just kind of fine or free to shrink a Rhino on the attack step of next turn. Also with Yawg's second mode, once you get 1 counter on each Rhino, you can start to proliferate and start to shrink them down that way, so you're not sacking your whole board. I think so shrinking once, then he can Fury me, you just get kind of wrecked, but then I can just replace it onto the Yawgmoth. I think I shrink once. Also, if he's Furying me, he's probably going to kill Yawgmoth anyways. Now there's the... I could block. And I could even shrink again after damage. Or before damage, actually, so then you'd have to do 2 damage to the Yawgmoth. I think I'm just going to take this. I don't think I'm getting anything done without Yawgmoth in play, and I'm not going to have time to set up for another one. I'm trying to think if I want to shrink again by going bird onto wolf, wolf onto Rhino. I have another Yawgmoth in hand and the Chord for the Blood Artist, which I should be able to do all that next turn. Their deck doesn't play at instant speed that much. I think I'm just going to try to win next turn with a quick combo. Kind of cheese him out. Hopefully he doesn't have interaction. So now I think I play Wolf. Either has to like respond bounce Yawg now. Okay, now it's in play. I can technically kill him at instant speed. he taps out for this Brazen Borrower, I'm pretty stoked on that. So I think I just sit here, wait for him to tap his mana for the Brazen Borrower. Now, because these 1-drops break even with the Chord, I can go ahead and play them out. Also kind of like entice him to like main phase Fury or something like that. I'm not going to draw anything. I'm just going to pass. Let him tap his mana for either another Outburst or his Brazen. If he does nothing, I should probably go off in his upkeep. Could also wait for in his attack step, but then he gets to draw another card. The card I'm thinking about is Force Negation. Let's see, there's no way he like doesn't play the Brazen, right? Yeah. Tap your mana, tap your mana. Okay, so he has more Rhinos. Alright, we are... this is going to be our best chance of winning. He can still force pitch a card. He has to have force and blue card. Whereas if we wait for his upkeep, he can just hard cast the force, so it's kind of the same thing. It makes him have a blue card. Okay. Let this go. Maybe see some more cards in his deck. Fury, Brazen. Well, there's no Force of Will in this pile, so he very well could have forces, which, again, we're not beating a Force of Will. I mean, I can't do anything about that. So I think we lose now. He had Fire Ice. So the turn where we didn't block with the Yawg, so he had a Fire Ice for the Yawg, so I think that was a good no block there. Well, that was as best as we could get, actually. That was a decent game. You know, just had to dodge the Force, and we didn't. It's fine. It's a rough matchup. Okay, so let's see. Sorry. This is what I'm bringing in. This is what I'm bringing in, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. Grist is not the greatest. You can shave 2, maybe even 3 copies. Endurance is not very good. Evo, like, they have their Force of Negations, but it's like they're either spending 3 mana to counter it, or they're pitching a card. I think our Evos are fine, maybe shave 1. Scavenging Ooze doesn't do much. I mean, technically it can grow bigger than a Rhino, but they have a lot of bounce spells, etc. I think Messenger can come out. We're usually always going to be at a lower life total than them. And then if we're not at a lower life total than them, that means they don't have Rhinos in play, which means we're fine. So yeah, I don't think Messenger is worth it. What did I say? 6 cards. Can trim on some of this small stuff here. There is an argument to board out Chord against a Fury deck, but I think we just have to Thoughtseize the Furies. That's kind of our plan of action. Our turn 1 dorks are fine / good because on the play, usually they only have Fire Ice as their interaction for small creatures early. I mean, yeah, they have that Dead Gone card, but being on the play with a dork, even if they have the Fire Ice, it still lets you play a 3-drop on turn 2. So I think all the dorks are fine. I'm probably just going to cut an Undying creature right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's cut a wolf. Okay. This hand just has a lot of X1s against Fury deck. No thank you. This hand is fine. I'm gonna keep it. We have no use for Boseiju in the matchup as a channel ability. So this is basically a forest. So I think I actually put back the Verdant. turn 1 bird, turn 2. We'll definitely turn 1 bird. We'll have to see what happens. If he has a dead gone, we can go Thoughtseize Wolf. If he doesn't, I think we just play the Grist. Because after, if we play the turn 2 Grist, then we still get to Thoughtseize before their turn 3 comes down. Okay, this is developing, this is actually decent. I have 2 Undying creatures. A Yawgmoth would obviously be very good. Now, do I play Grist or do I play the 2 Undying creatures? Starting to uptick Grist is, you know, fine, it's relevant. Makes 1/1s, then, you know, pluses for the kill a creature activation mode. Whereas Geist Wolf sets me up to top deck a Yawg or a Evo next turn. I don't know, this one's close. I'm gonna... This one's pretty close. Could even be like Thoughtseize Geist. No, I wanna wait for the Thoughtseize one more turn. This is really hard. I'm just gonna play the Grist. I don't actually know what's better. Can't force a negation this. It's always good insurance. What? Milled the 1 of Blood Artist. Nice. Okay, well that's good to note. So we don't accidentally go try to tutor for our artist and not see it in our deck. Okay, Fury, yeah. Now is he gonna kill the Grist or the creatures? Okay, he's killing the Grist. That, you know, I'll take that. He discarded a Violent Outburst to do 4 damage to my Grist, where I already got a token. Okay, I like that. Now we cast Thoughtseize. Okay, nice. So that lets me cast Thoughtseize and my 2 creatures. Dump my hand. This Thoughtseize, if he has another Fury, definitely take that. If he has a Cascader, which I assume he does. Okay, so he has Shardless Agent, Endurance, Force and Negation. 100% taking Shardless Agent. But just to know, he has Endurance and Force and Negation. Okay, I think this is winnable. So he has Force and Negation, Endurance. Endurance is a good blocker against our deck, so we will have to draw something to deal with that. But again, it's the least of our problems in this matchup. Also, if I need to resolve something that he can't hardcast Force and Negation, I can bait him into using the Endurance, like to block something, and then he'll be tapped out, and then I can, you know, jam a Chord or a Evo if needed. Okay, do I just attack? I don't think so. I think I just wait. You got an island. Did he draw a thing? No, he's just casting it. Okay. Alright, good thing he didn't attack, or good thing we didn't attack. So he just wants to use his mana so he can hold up the hardcast force and get his body into play. Okay, land. So he has 1 unknown and Force of Negation. Grist would be good. Yawgmoth obviously would be good. think if I like start attacking. No, I don't think so. 2, 3, 4. You did 6/4 damage. I mean, we all know card you drew was Violent Outburst, so. Haha, no, it wasn't. Okay, he's hitting lands. That's good, except for this Hardcast Fury. It's coming down. Okay. We really need Yawgmoth or a Grist. I mean, yeah, this mops up a lot of my board, but with a Grist or with a Yawg, I'm still in a good position if I draw a Yawgmoth. Now I'm still in pretty good position if I draw Yawgmoth. It's a rough matchup. This does 6 damage. Alright, that's good. Now, Yawgmoth, 1, 2, 3, 4. If we play Yawgmoth, we have 18 life to work with. We could start drawing for a Chord of Calling, but that's not enough to chord for Artist. The Yawg, 1, 2, 3, 4, that'd only be chord for 4, or chord for 1. He also has the Force Negation in his hand, so we're not going to main phase chord anyways. So let's just get the Yaugers in play. There really is no reason to main phase draw cards. The only reason I could see is, let's see, is drawing a Chalice of the Void, which, I mean, that's a thing, that's a card. Let's see, it would be Chalice of the Void. I'm thinking about things that I could do this turn of why I would need to draw on main phase. So he's pausing. I'm not sure what that last card is. We know he has a force. He could have a bounce spell. Petty Theft. Maybe, oh, he's probably just, he's gonna Fire Ice a creature. No? Can't force my Yawgmoth. What's he doing? Confused. Well, that was a good rip. Haha. Okay, buddy. Don't talk to me like that. Okay, so this is a good play on his part, actually. He's bouncing my Strangleroot Geist, the one that does not have a counter, so then I can't really do anything with these two already undead creatures. So I can't do anything about that, so let this happen. Yawgmoth comes in, he still has that dead Force of Negation, which is fine. I think what's going to happen is, assuming he draws nothing, he's going to attack with his Double Strike. I block. I think I just block Sack or something like that. Yeah. So he said, well, that's a good rip. I am going to wittily respond, well, it's the name of my deck. Okay, I'm gonna block and then sacrifice the Young Wolf because having the other Geist in my hand gives me the second Undying creature. I also don't want to go low because I do have Yawgmoth in play. He has a Force Negation and one card. Right, I put it on the Geist. Yeah. A lot of times in this matchup, you like really can't play around what they have in their hand. Like, it's the matchup's bad enough to where they have to draw poorly and you have to draw well for you to win. Okay, he plays Shardless Agent. Okay, so I'm under some pressure. Next turn, I can go off. I'll have 16 draws, right? He only has Force Negation, which he can't cast. I cast Geist with these two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that gives me enough to chord. So yeah, I believe I'm just going for it here. I have, 15, 16 draws. Arbor in play. Also, fuck, I was not supposed to play Arbor. I was supposed to play land, so that way Evolution. God damn, I'm bad at this game. See, that's why I'm bad. Ugh, and I boarded out the Geralf's Messenger. Very frustrated. Okay, I guess we draw for our chord. Fuck. God damn. This is so frustrating. Okay, well, we can survive actually. Play the wall. Wall blocks that one. No, maybe we can't survive. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we actually can't survive. I think we can actually survive and go off next turn. Ugh. That was such a punt. Oh, and I didn't play Chalice. Well, it doesn't matter. That was 100% a win if I don't play Dryad Arbor. Can't do anything here. I'm gonna draw one card. Watch, it's gonna be the chord. That's a bummer. Alright, here's round 5. Let's again try to get the 3-2. I'm so bad at Magic, guys. I punted that Rhinos game. I mean, it was only game 2, so we would have had to win a third one, but still, like, that was straight up just a error. And we were 100% locked to win the game. Alright, round 5, we're on the draw. No companion. I don't recognize this player's name. Okay, it's a pretty good hand. Don't think I need to explain. I think we're gonna go basic forest. Off of the Verdant, because we could be taking some damage. Oh, this is a mirror match. Oh, that's Windswept Heath. Okay. Sacred Foundry Sentinel. Okay, this could be like a Boros, like Blade deck. He has Windswept Heath, so I don't think he has a third color. Unless it's like Naya. Come on. Naya's the worst shard in Magic. Is Red-White Hammer a thing? Oh wow, okay. Red-White Hammer is a thing. So I believe the red card they splash for is this like 1 mana red equip thing. I don't know what it's called, but it's 1 red, just instant speed equip thing. The reason he played that first is because he probably has it, but that still doesn't mean I'm going to block with my bird. I'll just take 11 and then kill with my Grist, or just chump block. Magnetic Theft, that's what it's called. Okay, so yeah, that's what the red splash is for. Very interesting. Splash. Let's see here. I could just play Grist and chump block. I could play Wall into Geist chump block. I think that's better. It develops my mana. So Wall into Geist chump block. And then Grist it the next turn. So they have red. Are there other red cards? I don't think so. Let me maybe Google a list. Not Steam. Agavan, what the? Oh, Galvanic Blast. Okay. Jesus. Okay, we can't equip the spear. That's good. I'm trying to think about what I sacrificed to kill this Sentinel. I think it's the Geist. I could Chord for an Arbor. But I already have mana for worst spot here. I need to think if we need a Chord for Arbor or not. So next turn I can play the Yawg without Chording for Arbor, but we go to 6 to do it off the Peatland. Is the Arbor in play on my following turn worth? I'll have an Insect. I think we actually do that. 1, 2, 3. That's pretty good. Okay, so let's play Yawgmoth and leave up Boseiju. I think I just do it now to play around. I mean, like, you know, they have no sorcery speed, or sorry, haste thing except for Gingerroot. So yeah, I'm gonna kill this right now. To play around Blacksmith skill. Yeah, I give him an extra land next turn, but whatever. I'm gonna be doing it anyways. And the extra land doesn't really matter when he has no creatures in play. We're pretty likely to win next turn. We have a Geist and the Artist in our hand. Hollowed Fountain. Wow. Blue, white, red hammer. Very interesting. So he could have the blue counter spells probably in the board. Okay, so once again, Sanctifier in deck doesn't stop our Blood Artist combo, so that is good. It's a lot of hammers. Alright, I think we can just win. So 5 mana. Let's see here. Definitely play the Blood Artist out so we don't lose life from all these triggers. And then see what we draw. Since the insects are black, we don't gain a life, so that's relevant information. I will sack the okay, Chord for anything. Should get the job done. The deck is red for that instant speed card, and then blue is probably for in the sideboard and reality chip. Or sorry, counter spells in the sideboard and then chip. That's what my assumption is gonna be. He has main deck Sanctifier. don't think his interesting color choices is going to change how I board. So I've been boarding, let's see how I've been boarding for this matchup. Decay, Punishment, Forces, Liberator. I remember there's the Thoughtseize for the Cauldron. I haven't seen it yet, and I'm on the play. Oh no, I'll be on the draw. We'll leave it like that. Maybe Magus, since he's like more colored. I don't know. No, because it's a red anyways, so I'm still not gonna bring in Magus. Nope. Okay, what do we do? I think we've been shaving a Grist, a Messenger. Grist, the Messenger, Chord, Ooze, Endurance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we can cut a wall. Well, let's try some different thing. You know, let's try Magus. Let's try it. Let's try it. Alright, this hand is a bit slow, does not have any sideboard action, and we're on the draw. I think that's an easy mull. This hand's fine. Yeah, we're not going to get better than this. Mull is 6 on the draw. Having a turn 1 accelerator would be good, but, you know, can't have it all. I think we just put back a wolf. We don't really need multiples of those when we already have a Strangleroot. Also, one of these might be getting pitched to force. So generally, just a turn 4 Yawg is not fast enough to stop their plan, but the fact that we have the Force of Vigor can definitely help us out there. Just turn 1 Hammer. Interesting. Very interesting. So that must mean he keeps the red card in. Or he has a Paladin, but I mean, given the saga, he's not going to be Paladining soon. Okay, let's see here. Is there any way we force pitch this right now? I don't want to get spell pierced or anything. Okay, so I'm thinking about upkeep, force, pitching, I think Abrupt Decay in his upkeep to play around Spell Pierce. Now, my last games of Hammer, I was playing around Spell Pierce hard, and I'm not 100% sure like how many they even have post board. Obviously, it depends on the deck, and obviously this guy's not playing a stock, a super stock list. He has red, and he had main deck Sanctifier. I'm still gonna put him on Spell Pierce. I just don't think they could keep these slower hands for no reason. Like, they have to have a reason to be keeping these like slow saga hands, and I would assume it's because they have interaction in Spell Pierce in their hands. So I am going to upkeep Force. Getting these 2 permanents off the board sets me pretty darn far ahead, even if it doesn't let me, even though playing around the Spell Pierce, you know, I'm basically wasting my turn not casting Geist to play around Spell Pierce. And I think by killing these 2 things, I'm ahead enough to where that's fine. If they do have Blacksmith skill, he has to upkeep do it, and then he'll waste his mana, and then he won't get the token off of Saga. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm pitching Abrupt Decay. So yeah, let's set an upkeep stop. I'm gonna attack for 1. And then I'm gonna upkeep. Okay, that worked out. So now there's the argument of pitching the Geist there, but I just don't think we need the Decay after killing those 2 permanents. I'd rather have 2 Undyers plus Yawgmoth than have the Abrupt Decay. As I'm saying that, he plays an Unlicensed Hearst, and we see a Stomping Grounds. Just, what, 4-color Hammer. Okay, so this Hearst is gonna put a wrench in the plan. Obviously, it would have been nice to still have the Decay, but can't do anything about that now. Let's get Arbor. Just start attacking. We're so good at this game. Why are we so good? Now, do we just instep kill that and tap play Yawgmoth? No, we don't have the land to do that. I'm gonna do this. Because we don't guarantee have the lands for doing that play, I'm gonna do this instead. Not sure what's 100% correct. I'm just like super confused with what this guy's deck is. Like, maybe he's not playing Paladin. Nope, he had main deck Sanctifier, so I don't know. Okay, so now we have the guaranteed Yawg. We could just actually play the Yawg right now. That's what we do. So when Hearse got spoiled, or you know, when it was released, Yawg players were freaking out, and Murktide players were too. And I'm gonna be honest, while yes, it is very good against our deck, it is not the end-all be-all. They cast a Hearse, we can never win. I feel like people overreact to these, like, I don't want to call them like extreme hate pieces. Like, you know, this isn't like Rest in Peace, or Grafdigger's Cage. You know, you can still play around this. You can play around, they have to leave it up. You can play around when they activate it. You can then respawn, draw some cards. There's a lot of play to this card, and I feel like everyone just sees these, you know, hate pieces printed, and then they just freak the fuck out. So yeah, that was a weird match. I ended up 3-2. What my one Murktide loss was to time. I'm still not sure about that game 3, and then my loss was to the Rhinos, where I punted the game 2. So again, guys, this is my second league streaming. It is one thing I've learned, it is very hard to talk and play at the same time. So I gotta practice at that and not make so many mistakes. See you guys.